You're something beautiful, electric chemical.
Okay, so are you ready for a proper globe-trotting adventure? Think ancient secrets, cutting-edge tech, and a heroine you'll genuinely root for.
If that sounds like your kind of thing, then yeah, you're definitely in the right place.
Today on the Deep Dive, we are plunging right into Rose Sandy's The Decryptor in the Atlantis of the Sands. It's the 7th book, believe it or not, in the Calla Cress series.
Mm-hmm. And look, if you're someone who just, devours novels that keep you on the edge of your seat, where history and modern thrills kind of crash together,
Yeah.
then yeah, this deep dive is absolutely for you. We're going to explore why this book specifically is such a standout.
Exactly. A real must-read for fans of the genre, we think.
Yeah.
So we'll get into the characters, the plot, don't worry, no spoilers, and the themes that make it tick.
Right. Careful to keep those surprises intact so you can enjoy the ride yourself.
Okay, so let's start where you always should, the characters. Calla Cress.
Calla Cress, yeah, she's the core.
Hmm.
Head of the International Security Task Force, the ISTF.
Right, the ISTF, which is like this specialized intelligence agency in the stories world, right?
Yeah.
Tackling global threats.
Exactly. And she's not just a leader. She's a brilliant codebreaker.
Right.
But it's more than just a skill.
It's tied into her past, isn't it? Her parents' secrets, this whole mystery surrounding her.
Precisely. That's why she's called the Decryptor. Her talent is central to who she is and her quest.
And it's interesting how that works on like multiple levels.
Yeah.
The code breaking, it's not just about cracking external codes.
No, it really mirrors her own internal journey, deciphering her own history, her past traumas. It adds this really great depth.
Makes her much more than just an action hero.
Definitely. And she doesn't do it alone, of course. She's got backup.
Right, her loyal companions. Let's talk about them.
Well, first up, you got Nash Shields. He's former military, also NSA advisor. Brings that security, tactical expertise.
Muscle in the strategy, kind of.
Sort of, yeah. And then there's Jack Cleave. He's different, a successful tech entrepreneur.
Okay, so the brains, well, different kinds of brains, tech brains.
Tech brains, yeah. But also this passion for adventure. And he has this really supportive connection with Calla. It's a key dynamic.
So this trio, they're up against some serious threats. Criminal organizations, tech being misused.
Oh, yeah, big time. Criminal groups trying to weaponize new tech.
Yeah.
And the action takes them, all over the world. Multiple continents. It's proper espionage stuff.
Does that dynamic, the military guy, the tech guy, the decryptor, does that cause friction sometimes or maybe lead to unexpected solutions?
That's a good point. The book definitely focuses on how they work together, their strengths combined. But yeah, you do see moments where those different viewpoints, they clash a little maybe, or more often they complement each other in surprising ways. Nash's methodical approach versus Jack's outside-the-box tech fixes. They learn to play off each other.
Cool. Okay, let's move on to the plot. Again, no spoilers, but for the thriller fans listening, what's the overall vibe?
Buckle up, basically. It's a definitely high stakes, very action-packed. It absolutely delivers on being a techno-thriller that hops around the globe.
And it sounds like it mixes things up really well. You mentioned history.
Historical references aren't just flavor text. They're woven right into the mystery. Plus, the location descriptions are apparently very detailed, very immersive.
Puts you right there.
Exactly. And then you have that core blend. Modern tech, cryptography, hacking, all intertwined with these ancient secrets and codes.
So Calla's skills are constantly being tested.
Constantly. She's driven by this need for truth, which throws her into some incredibly dangerous spots. Infiltrating GCHQ, maybe trying to decipher a code on a ticking bomb.
Wow.
Or unlocking secrets hidden in some ancient text. Her code breaking is vital.
And the title itself, Atlantis of the Sands, that immediately screams, lost civilization, ancient mystery.
It really does. It points straight to this quest for a legendary lost city and whatever secrets it holds. Power, maybe knowledge.
And the book mentions other cool locations, like a maze in Nassa's palace, ancient chambers.
Yeah, exactly. It really leans into that sense of adventure and discovery that, let's be honest, is why a lot of us love this genre. That thrill of the unknown.
You can't have a thriller like this without bad guys, though. Who are they up against?
Right. There are definitely opposing forces. You've got these shadowy criminal organizations, and specific groups are mentioned, like the Black Horse Group and the Cronus Corporation.
Sounds ominous.
They definitely raise the stakes, create that conflict and danger Calla and her team have to navigate, makes it feel real.
Okay, so beyond the action and the mystery, let's talk themes. What's going on beneath the surface for readers who like a bit more depth?
Well, a big one is Calla's pursuit of truth. It's described as fervent. It's not just about solving the case. It's a deep personal need for her.
And that connects to her past again, right?
Absolutely. The theme of the burden of the past is huge. Her background, these traumatic things that happened, like in the Rubal Khali Desert, or this code she couldn't read, they directly impact her now. There's mention of like blank pages in a significant book, and her freezing up when she sees a similar code at Knossos. Her past is very much alive in the present.
That sounds really compelling. And what about her team?
Loyalty and companionship. That's another strong theme. The bond between Calla, Nash, and Jack. It's shown through how they support each other in these crazy, dangerous situations. They rely on each other.
Yeah, that teamwork aspect is always satisfying in these kinds of stories.
Definitely. And then there's that intersection of history and technology we touched on. Ancient mysteries meeting modern threats.
Like Atlantis of the Sands potentially holding some powerful energy source mentioned in old text.
Exactly. And maybe there's a prophecy in something called the Book of Iram, those 7 blank pages again. It all hints at this dangerous, forgotten knowledge meeting, hacking and advanced tech.
Makes you wonder about the connections, doesn't it?
For sure. It really plays on that idea, how secrets from the past could still be incredibly powerful or dangerous today.
And related to her past trauma. Overcoming fear.
Yes, that's definitely in there. Kalila has to confront these things head on. The quicksand incident, the code she failed to read, these things resurface.
And her friends help her through it.
Nash and Jack's encouragement is key. It highlights her resilience, her growth throughout the story. It's not just about external battles.
Okay, so we've covered the characters, the plot setup, the themes. Let's bring it back to the listeners, specifically the fans of mystery, suspense, action thrillers. Why grab this book?
Well, first off, if those genres are your jam, mystery, suspense, action thrillers with lots of detail, then yeah, this sounds like it's right up your alley. Tailor-made, almost.
And it sounds like it delivers those satisfying moments, the aha moments.
Exactly. For readers who love piecing things together, that blend of history, detailed locations, tech elements, it sounds like it offers a really rich, immersive experience. Rewards attention.
And the pacing, does it drag or?
Apparently not. Readers praise it for being a thrilling ride, basically from page 1. Hooks you in and doesn't let go. Keeps you wanting to know what's next.
So it gives you that feel, maybe like a Jason Bourne movie or James Bond globe-trotting action.
Yeah, that kind of vibe in terms of the action and scope, but maybe with a bit more development in the actual storyline and the why behind the character's actions.
No depth.
More depth, exactly. And a lot of that comes down to Calla herself.
Right. A strong female lead, intelligent, driven.
Super compelling. And her personal journey, dealing with her past while saving the world, essentially, adds that crucial emotional layer. Plus, her specific skill code-breaking ancient and modern stuff makes her really unique, fascinating character.
Okay, sold. So if people are listening and thinking, right, I need to read this, where can they find The Decryptor and the Atlantis of the Sands?
Well, the good news is it should be available wherever you usually buy great books. Check your favorite online retailers. Definitely look in your local bookstores.
Support local bookstores.
Always a good shout. The source material also mentioned a couple of websites connected to the author, Rose Sandy. Yeah, there's silvergravityentertainment.com and /Sandy, and also her main site, www.rosesandy.com. Good places for more info on her and the series.
And for people who want to, stay in the loop, future books and things.
There's an author newsletter mentioned too. The link was subscribepage.io/WUCO4. Probably the best way to get updates directly from her.
Good tip. And is there already a next book announced?
Yes. For fans already looking ahead, Book 8 is apparently titled The Decryptor, The Kingdom of Diamonds.
Ooh, intriguing title.
Isn't it? Gives you something to look forward to.
All right, so we've really just scratched the surface here, but hopefully that gives everyone a good sense of the world of Calla Cress in The Decryptor and the Atlantis of the Sands.
Yeah, for anyone listening who loves those fast-paced, smart thrillers, strong female lead, that great mix of history and tech, it really does sound like a rewarding read.
Intricate plot, characters you actually care about. Sounds like it'll keep you hooked.
Absolutely. So maybe a final thought to leave people with?
Go for it.
Just think about that enduring fascination we have with, lost civilizations, Atlantis, El Dorado, all of that. And the idea that maybe there's a real power, real knowledge still hidden away. What kind of secrets do you think are still buried out there? And what kind of person, like Calla, would risk literally everything to go find them?
Deep thoughts. Maybe the best way to explore that is to just dive into the book itself.
Couldn't agree more. Pick up the Decryptor and the Atlantis of the Sands and start your own adventure.
You're something beautiful.